Okay, good morning, class. This is Mr. Sadler coming to you live from the internet. This is November the 3rd, 2014. You may have noticed this is not in front of the smartboard. This is me sitting at home. It was easier to record this video like this. I'm going to do a lesson today for the class on cosine law. And what I'd like the supply teacher to do is, if I'm going too quickly, please hit pause on the video and let the class to give the class a chance to catch up. For the students, please make sure that you attempt all the examples. Try on your calculators. Look, I'll try and give you some time to make sure everyone has a calculator first of all and gives a good solid attempt on this. It's very easy to watch me do the calculations, but I want you guys to try yourselves to do these if you would. Okay. Alright, whoops, you don't need to see my lesson. I'll hide that. Alright, so cosine law. I'm going to say here, sine law is easy to use and calculate, but there are two types of triangles where it is impossible to solve using sine law. When I was in high school, I liked sine law. It was very easy. We had sine A over A equals sine B over B. There are, in fact, two triangles that are possible that can't be. This one right there is called an SAS. Oops, sorry, my font. This is called an SAS triangle, and maybe I'll make the font a little bit bigger here so you can see it a little bit easier. Please remember, if it isn't making sense or I'm going too quickly, please stop to the supply teacher. So for the SAS triangle, this has two sides and the angle in between. I can't use sine law here because I don't have anything that's opposite. I have 48 is across from x, but there's nothing across from 23 and there's nothing across from 24. So there's no pairs of angles, so we cannot use sine law. The second type of triangle is called the SS, excuse me for my font, is called the SSS triangle, which stands for, of course, when you're given three sides, or sides and sides. Now, my suggestion for these is when you try these out for yourself at home, to always try to use sine law first. The reason this one you can't use sine law is you have an angle theta here, but there's no other angle to go with it. All right. So we're going to say here that in neither of these cases is there enough information to use sine law. So we instead use cosine law. And yeah, here it is. C squared equals B squared plus A squared minus 2AB cosine C. Now, if you came from applied, you've never seen this before in your life. If you came from academic, you saw it lots. And if you were Nick and Liam, you saw it twice because you saw it in summer school. So these might be the guys that might be the experts for this for sure. So we're going to say a few important things to remember. Is that side C is opposite angle C, and that sides A and B are the other sides, and that finally negative 2AB cos C is multiplied together, so keep them together. Alright, probably you may have to take a pause here. I've been going fairly quickly here to the supply teacher, but give the class a chance to copy that down, and then we'll come back for example 1. Alright, welcome back. Hopefully, welcome back. Example 1 is going to simply say solve for x. So what's going to happen here is I will take you through the first example. I will then ask the class to try one for themselves. If the supply teacher could then hit pause while they're doing that, I'd appreciate it. So there's a triangle. Again, please don't go by the numbers, or please don't go by the scale, please go by the numbers that are on there. I have 120, side 23, one side 24, 48-degree angle, and then x. Alright, so this one we cannot use sine law for because we don't have enough opposites, so we're going to use cosine law. Alright, I'm going to ask Nicole to recite from memory cosine law, please. Okay, go ahead, Nicole. Okay, no, really, go ahead, Nicole. Okay, go ahead, Nicole. Okay, I'm just joking, I won't make you do it again. So it's going to be c squared equals a squared plus b minus 2ab cos c. And the things to remember is that little c and big C are related. So in this case, the little c is going to be x and the big C is going to be 48 degrees, and they have to go opposite. A and B don't really matter, it can be either. So I'm going to write C is going to be opposite your angle, so I'm going to call that x squared equals 23 squared plus 24 squared minus 2, 23, 24 cosine of 48. And that should technically be degrees. Okay, so what I'd like the teacher to do is to hit pause in the video, and for Liam or anyone else that feels good about cosine law to answer a question about where that came from. Okay, great. I'm going to pick on Connor right now. Connor, you're going to be my calculator star here today. Connor, can you do 23 squared? Luckily for Connor, I have my calculator right behind me here, so I will take over for him. So 23 squared should be 529. 24 squared should be 576. And here's the tricky part here. You can do this all in one step, but remember, these are all, this part right here that I'm highlighting is all connected. They're all combined by timesing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 2 times 23 times 24 times 48. I'm in degrees cosine, and it equals, and that's going to be 738.7201. Now that probably went too quickly for people, so I'll do that one more time. 2 times 23 times 24 times 48 cos, and it equals. Okay, so what you should be doing right now, everyone in the class, is trying to make sure you can get 738.72. If you're unable to, raise your hand or ask the person beside you, and hope we can get some clarification on that. Then I'm going to add them up all together using my trusty dusty calculator. And I'm going to write x squared, try again, squared equals, and that should be, I'm going to store that hopefully. 529 plus 576 minus my answer, which equals 366.2798. 105. And finally, to get rid of that, you're going to do the square root, and the square root of that is going to be 19.1 to 1 decimal. Alright, so take a second, copy that down, make sure you can get the same answers on your calculator. If not, please ask the person beside you, or if someone in the class is feeling good about this, be brave right now and volunteer to help out everyone else, and I greatly appreciate it. Alright, so right now to the supply teacher, I want you to be very brave. I'm going to throw example 2 on the board, and I'm going to ask you to make the class do this example themselves. Someone in the class will tell you to keep going and not worry about pausing the video. There might even be some people on their phones. Liam, give Sage back her phone, please, if you'd be so kind. please make sure though that everyone's given a good attempt at this one, if you would. Okay, so I'm going to put the triangle on the board, then I'm going to say hit pause, and you hopefully will. So example 2 is going to be, once again, solve for x. And here's triangle number 2. Come up just like that. Okay, so I'll move that down a little bit so you can actually see it. And hit pause on the video right now. Alright, great, so we've paused it. Hopefully it's unpaused right now and we can get started. So I'm going to ask for Jennifer. Hope you'll be kind enough to recite from memory what cosine law is. Go ahead. Good, c squared. Okay, great. C squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. You will need this formula in this course, so please make sure you get that to memory. All right, I'm going to pick another volunteer, maybe from the other side of the class. Callan, can you tell me which, what's going to be c in this case? Is x 29.2 or 38.2? And more importantly, y? Okay, good. So x is going to go on the left-hand side. And I hope she said this, because it's opposite 17 at 1.9. This is going to be little c. This is going to be big C. They're across from each other. I'm just going to fill in the rest. That's 29.2. Oops. Alright, I'm going to do this just like I did before then, right now. And type it all into my trusty dusty calculator. Which is going to hopefully be right there. There we go. So 29.2 squared should be 852.64. 38.2 squared should be 1459.24. And then a minus 2 times 29.2 times 38.2 times 71.9 cosine equals 693.0818. Okay, if you need me to do that slower, I'll do it one more time. 2 times 29.2 times 38.2 times 71.9 cosine, which equals 693 and change. Alright, to keep going here then, I'm going to, oops, I lost my page there. X squared equals, I just add them up together. I'm going to store that again. I'm going to say 852.64 plus 1459.24 minus, I'll recall, and you get 1618.798.1666 ... So x is going to be the square root of that, which happens to be 40.2. And I hope a few people got that. That would make me very happy. Let's say that your name is, we'll call him Riley. Okay, and Riley wants to go right from this to the final answer in one step. Go ahead, but I warn you that things could get difficult for you. But you would do it like this. Let me just move my calculator down here. You do 29.2 squared plus 38.2 squared minus 2 times 29.2 times 38.2 times 71.9 cos, and that equals, and you can still get the same answer, which was 18.798 ... Okay, but be very careful when doing that, because you can make mistakes, especially on the next example here. Alright, hopefully we're feeling pretty good about those two. You will get a choice assignment on this in a few minutes. I want to do two more maybe when we have to solve for theta. Alright, so we're going to move on to example 3 here. We'll let the class do this together, and then we'll move on and give you guys a chance to try an unknown after this. So here's example 3. That's going to be solve for theta. Unfortunately, I don't have a good theta symbol, I don't think, so this might be a little slow because I'm copying from solve for theta. Okay, so I'm going to paste that right there. There's a triangle. One side is 10, one side is 11, one side is 12. Alright, I'm going to pick on Conrad. Conrad, can you please recite from memory cosine law? Now I know he said no, but I want you to please do that for me the best you can. Go ahead. C squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Alright, now this one's a little bit difficult. Which side, I'm going to ask Jake this. Jake, which side, 10, 11, 12, is going to be the c? And it does make a difference. Okay, very good. It's going to be the 10. Jake, why is it going to be the 10? Very good, because it's across from your theta. So if this is your angle that you're looking for, which is your c, 10 is going to be across from that, so that's going to be little c. So I'm just going to fill in the rest. A I'm going to call 11. B I'm going to call 12. Oops, let's try again. And what's a better way to do theta? Maybe not. Alright, I understand I'm going at a blazing pace here, so supply teacher, please feel free to hit pause and let them catch up at any time here. Okay, I'm gonna put a bold highlight here. Maybe I'll make it red too. How's that? We'll go red. How's that? Underline? Let's go red. That didn't work. Okay, there's a lot of things in this course that people, there we go. There's a lot of things in this course that people make mistakes on. This is one of the biggest solving for theta here. Please remember that -2, 11, and 12 are all connected by multiplying. So if you skip any steps, you're going to get problems here. So let's just give one more step here. So 10 squared is going to be, whoops, how do I get back to black? There we go. 10 squared is going to be 100. 11 squared is going to be 121. 12 squared is 144. And 2 times 11 times 12, I should probably check that, is 264. Okay, so that should be straightforward. Okay, now the next thing that you're going to do, and I'm going to do this in bold and red to make sure this is good, is I'm going to say then subtract the two numbers. Notice I said two numbers because we're going to leave this one. I should probably maybe call it the two positive numbers. Okay, because we're going to leave the last one. So I'm going to just do this as 100 minus 121 minus 144 equals negative 264 cos theta. I'll neaten that up and use my calculator. 100 minus 121 minus 144 equals negative 165 equals negative 264 cos theta. Now this is a trick to this question, okay? I'm going to write this in red, I think. I feel like I'm yelling when I'm writing in red, so I'm going to keep doing that. So how, oops, I'll write in bold, how are negative 264 and cos theta connected? Well, the answer is, of course, they're multiplied. So you have to divide to isolate theta. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my brackets like this, if you don't mind. I'll do a fraction. It's going to take a little slower here though. Bear with me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write negative 165 divided by negative 264 equals cos theta. So what I just did there was I divided, I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can actually see it. Oh, too bad. Maybe not big. So what I did there, I divided both sides by negative 264. What I'm going to do to isolate theta then now is I'm going to do cos inverse. It's going to be the same thing. Cos negative 1. Negative 165 over negative 264 equals theta. And I'll make this big again. Okay, so this is a little bit deep, so the supply teacher may want to hit pause here and ask the class if there's any questions, and ask if one of the students that's feeling good about this can volunteer. Otherwise, I'm going to finish up here, so I'm going to say theta equals and what I'm going to do then, I'm going to do negative 165 divided by 264 plus minus, and get a decimal, and then do inverse cos. And I get 51.3 degrees, as I hope you did too. Alright, I'm going to give you guys one last one to do. Try this yourselves, please. And yeah, and then we'll go from there. So here we go, example 4. And this will be the last one, actually, and then I'll give you guys some time to work in your assignment. And I know there'll be someone, let's call him Jake, that's going to say, just skip this example and give the assignment. Please don't. Please go through the entire this example to give the class a chance to master this. So we're going to say solve for theta. Oops. Alright, solve for theta. Now, when I do this, the actual question said solve for all three, but I'm just going to start with solving for one today. We'll do an example when I solve for all three of them right now. I'm going to ask maybe Holly to recite from memory or from the page cosine law, please. Okay, good. So c squared, whoops, equals, whoops, a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos c. Good. Alright, let's sub in some numbers. Now if I'm looking for theta, I'm going to pick on Kim. What is opposite of theta, please? Good, 14. So 14 squared equals 16 squared plus 18.5 squared minus 2 times 16 is 18.5 cosine of theta. And I lost my theta, so I gotta go back up, sorry. Alright, great. Okay, and remember, supply teacher, feel free to hit pause anytime you need to. So Sage, can you be calculator girl and do the calculations? Actually, I'll be calculator girl myself. 196 equals 256 plus 342.25 minus 2 times 16 times 18.5. So just like before, we have to then move over the positives. So write it as 196 minus 256 minus 342.25 equals negative 592 cos theta. Great. Using my calculator, I get negative 402.25 equals negative 592 cos theta. Great. Okay. Final step here is going to be to divide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say negative 402.25 over negative 592 equals cos theta. And theta equals cos inverse of negative 402.25 over negative 592. Okay, and hope we get a nice answer here, which we should. Make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. Okay, great. And I'll say theta equals, I'll show one more time on the calculator how it works. Whoops. Divided by 592 plus minus equals inverse cos 47.2 degrees, what I got. Okay, so now for the rest of the period you can work on your choice assignment the teacher should give out to you. Hopefully this video made sense. I know it was very, very fast. We'll try and explain a little bit more tomorrow. Okay, thanks everybody. See you tomorrow.